When the child is sent home from school, take note that whatever happened within the class for that day or the days that follows, the child will miss out of it. Even if the child comes back to school the next day or a week later when the fees is paid, the child has already missed whatever has been taught. So why do you need to allow this child go through such states if it's possible for you to pay this fee? If it's possible for you to make payment, why don't you pay it on time?
Welcome to dacollins.tv, educational, motivational, and inspirational platform.
Hi guys, welcome to dacollins.tv. I hope you're doing very well, and I hope this video meets you in a good state. Thank you for your subscription and thank you for your comments and your remark. I appreciate you. If you're not joining us for the first time, I would like you to hit the subscribe button so you can be part of the family. Share this video to friends and family. It's meant to educate, to motivate, and to inspire the growing generation. What I do here is discuss education and how best we can improve the learners and how best we can grow them in learning daily. Last week I did on the topic, talked about what causes late payment of school fees, and I said one of the reasons is due to the economic situation, and I said another reason is due to the category of school the parents want to place their kids, and I said another reason we have late payment of school fees is also due to lack of discount policy from the school. And I suggested ways which this can be corrected and how we can ensure that it doesn't repeat itself. So today I'll be looking into how late payment of school fees affects the children negatively. When you don't pay your school fees on time, the people that are affected are your kids. When school fees are not paid on time, the students are the ones that are faced with the most form of harassment, embarrassment, and drawback. They face a lot of withdrawal because they are the ones that are being affected. So I'm going to look into various ways where the students are affected when school fees are not paid on time. So this video is meant to encourage our parents to understand that paying these children's school fees on time is paramount and should be taken as priority so they don't face any form of embarrassment or have any form of challenges in their academics. So we'll be looking into various factors and various ways which this affects the learners. First of all, I would like to set out that there are different classes of students or kids or children in every school. Be it government school or private school, we have the different classes of students. We have those that are from the rich home, we have those from the middle class, and we have those from the low income earners. Those from a rich home do not usually face any form of challenge when it comes to paying the children's school fees. This is why we say they are from the rich home. They are from the rich home because they have the money, they have all it takes to send the children to school, give them the best education, the best school materials, the teaching aids. The parents can provide this for them. So I'm not talking about this category of children. The middle class level also do not struggle to pay their children's school fees because they call them the middle class. So they're in between and they can usually afford to pay their fees. Now, the people usually faced with this challenge are children whose parents are low income earners. The low income earners children are usually those that are sent back home from school. They are usually the set of category of students that are sent back home from school for late payment of school fees or non-payment of school fees. Now, when these children are sent back home from schools, what happens to them? A lot of things happen to these children, and this is what we want to look into. Number one way that this affects the children is that it affects their academic performance. When the child is sent home from school, take note that whatever happened within the class for that day or the days that follows, the child will miss out of it. Even if the child comes back to school the next day or a week later when the fees is paid, the child has already missed whatever has been taught. So why do you need to allow this child go through such states if it's possible for you to pay this fee? If it's possible for you to make payment, why don't you pay it on time? Why do you need to allow the child go through the state of being sent home first, then they miss what is happening in the classroom, go through the form of drawing back because they are unable to meet up with the classes, and then later you now gather the money and pay back to the school for them to continue learning? Why are you not putting them ahead? So this is something that affects the child learning. So when the child comes back to the school again after the school fees have been paid, you see the child trying to gather up to meet up to where the class is. They go back to start borrowing notes from their mates. They start asking questions on what they do not know that have been taught. This brings them back. It's another way of discouraging learning. This discourages them from learning and it affects their learning performances. So if you don't pay the children's school fees on time, it goes a long way to affect the child academic performance. Second reason how this affects the children is that it makes them feel inferior, it makes them feel less important. When the child's school fees is not paid and the child is sent home or the child is separated from the classroom, that child begins to feel that they are not as important as every other child in that classroom. they just start feeling less important. Because if they are important, their parents would have also placed them in the category that other of their mates, their peers are in. So they always feel this way of something is wrong with them or something is not okay with the family. It makes them to feel the inadequacy of their parents. They want to feel that they are not in the same state. They start feeling less important. You start making them feel that they are not worthy to be in the category of student they find themselves. This is another thing that happens when you don't pay the children's school fees on time. Third thing we're going to mention on this is that it brings about withdrawal and it brings about shame to these learners. When the child's school fees is not paid on time, they start withdrawing themselves even from the midst of their friends. And the moment they come into the classroom that they want to mention those that will be sent home, some pupils already know that they will be among. Because it's now a trend. Most parents have made it a trend that every time their children must be sent back home for school fees. Every now and then. So when this keeps occurring over and over again, the children end up guiding themselves that even before their names are called, they're already standing up in the classroom. They're already preparing themselves because they know that every time they come for school fees, they must be part of it. So they already feel withdrawn. If something is going to happen in the classroom and they want to select students, they feel they will not be part of it. Because they know that for one reason or the other, they may not be part of it because their school fees have not been paid. So these are so many ways that the children are being affected when school fees are not paid. Another way the children are being affected is emotionally and psychologically. When the children have it in mind that their parents are unable to meet up with those fees, it makes them feel that they are not in the right set of parents. It makes them feel that their parents are not well to do, their background is not good enough. It makes them start thinking little or less about themselves. When they are faced with this regular issue of those school fees today, send back home tomorrow, stay at home, don't come to school, they are being set aside, this makes the children to start thinking less about themselves. Because they will see their mates sitting comfortably, writing and doing all that they need to do in the classroom, but they see themselves as, why can't I be in this category? That means I am not of the same category and the level of these children. So I want us to concentrate on the negative impact of the late payment of school fees on the children, rather than just seeing it as, I will pay when I have the money. It's not just about paying when you have the money. It's about considering how this will go a long way to affect the children. If you come to look at it from another point of view, you find out that when you send those children home, you give them room to involve in any other kind of thing that they are not supposed to be. The school occupies their time, but when they are home, they can involve in any form of social vices. They can do things that they are not supposed to do because the idle man is the devil's workshop. So these children should not be made to be sent home for any reason. So this is why you need to plan your time, and you need to plan your expenses, and you need to plan their school fees. Their school fees should be a priority. I would like you to click this video up there which talks about back to school budgeting and planning. Then I also like you to go and watch the other video that talks about what causes late payment of school fees. If you're able to understand how to plan the children's school fees, and you're also able to understand what causes it and how to deal with it, the children will not be facing any form of embarrassment or harassment that is leading to them being sent home for school fees. So this is where I'm going to bring an end to this video. Thank you very much. If you're just joining us for the first time, I would like you to hit the subscribe button. I would like you to share this video to friends and family and every parent out there that needs to watch this video to understand that the children are being affected when their school fees are not paid. So we should do everything that we can in our own ways to ensure that the fees are paid on time. Till I come again your way, same time next week. Thank you very much, and share this video to friends and family. See you next week.